and they keep a smile on my face.
I'm done with Firealpaca. Okay, you guys are probably confused what I'm talking about. But before we start, hello, my fellow creatures. Welcome to a video that I don't typically make, but whatever. This channel is full of different things I don't typically make, and I'm not really used to talking, so oh well. So, what am I talking about? I've been using Firealpaca for many, many years, and I've already gotten to the point that I just grown tired of it. I just feel like something was missing, and something just doesn't makes me feel satisfied on working on it anymore. Which really sucked because I literally paid for a full-time Firealpaca ship for the dark mode and other features, but I would still use Firealpaca for other things, just not when it comes to art or comic books or animations. I feel like it just lacks a certain features that I'm looking for. Firealpaca used to be very good for animations until they decided to remove a feature that they originally had added that makes it better and easier to do animations, and now it's gotten to the point where animations becomes a little bit difficult to having to put together. And then the comic is okay, I guess. Like I said, the brushes and the features they have for Firealpaca, I just feel like it's just lacking and missing certain things that I'm looking for. And I've been using Firealpaca for too long. Way, way too long. I've been using Firealpaca since I was in middle school or elementary school. And that's a very long time considering how I am 23 years old. So it's been a long time. I wanted to move on to a different program, and a program that makes me feel satisfied and doesn't lack certain things that I'm looking for. What are things I'm looking for exactly? I'm not too sure, but I know 100% that Firealpaca just doesn't sit right with me. Do I know why? I just think it has to do with the way the brushes are, which I used to really, really like, where I don't have to focus and drag my hand onto the tablet and having to worried on how much hard pressure points I had to do. But then it got to the point where it's good in a way, but something is missing. Something just I want to change the way I create art. So I went to try to do other alternatives. I went program shopping, which I didn't think I would ever do. I've been using Firealpaca for too long, and before Firealpaca, I used to use SAI, or is it SIA? I don't know. I'm dyslexic. I mix up a lot of letters together when it comes to words, and I'm terrible at spelling. But I think it's SAI or SIA. I'm not too sure, but it's a program of that other artists have used, and I used to use that before I got into Firealpaca, and I used to really enjoy it. So from the memory I used to have for that program, I tried to get onto that program and give it a try. And um, for some reason, I don't feel that enjoyment or satisfaction that I used to have for many years ago. So that went out the window. Um, SAI or SIA, I used to really enjoy, but when I went to try it out now that I'm going program shopping, it just doesn't feel the same like it used to. And I think it's because back then I was very new to doing digital art. I was so used to traditional art, which is just pen and paper, that when I got into digital art, I didn't know anything, and I just found pretty much anything cool that you get to use to draw on a computer. So I guess that's the reason why I used to like it so long ago. But now, since I've been doing digital art for a long time, and now that I know a little bit more, it just didn't felt right or professional enough for me. So I didn't want to use SAI or SIA at all. So I just threw it away. I went to try doing Photoshop. Now, I have tried Photoshop when I was in high school because I used to have a class where I used to do photography. And photography class provides you with a Photoshop student license to use for free. And when I tried Photoshop, I didn't really like it in my opinion. Um so I when I went to try it out, I never really enjoyed it. And to this day, I still don't enjoy it. It's not my favorite program to use. I really don't like it. And I just, when I see other artists using Photoshop, they do such an amazing work on it. And I just don't understand how they can use the program and actually enjoy using it. And this is just all my opinion, by the way. This isn't telling you guys that what program is actually awesome and best for you, that what program actually really sucks overall. This is just more of my opinion and my experience with the programs. I just want to make that clear. And if you guys really enjoy and love using Photoshop, then go right ahead. That's awesome. That's amazing. I've seen a lot of artists that use Photoshop and does amazing work and enjoy what they do. That is okay. It's just for me, I really couldn't enjoy it for myself. It wasn't fun. And I just feel like it had too much going on for me to at least learn or process of what to use and how to use it. So I just threw it away, just like I did with the SAI SIA. So that's what I did. So Photoshop, no bueno for me. And SAI SIA, it's just not for me either. So that is on the bottom of my list of actually going back to. Now, I wanted to use Procreate and give Procreate a try. The only thing is I don't have an iPad or a big screen type of tablet to download the app on and give it a try. I do have a drawing tablet, but it's not the same type of tablet that you would get on an iPad or a Galaxy tablet. It's a tablet that you connect to your computer, so you have a whole entire computer screen. It's not like I can download apps and use the tablet to use that app, which is okay because I'm not really a big fan of downloading apps, in my opinion. I like to try to download everything in certain files and have everything organized the way I wanted to organize them. But I did wanted to try Procreate at time, and to this day I still kind of want to try it out, but I just couldn't. So Procreate is on the waiting list at the moment. So I can't really give my opinion about the program when I never gave it a try. So, do I like it? Do I hate it? I don't know. That's just on the waiting list. So, I went on MS Paint. And if you guys don't know what MS Paint comes with the computer itself, and it's more pixelized with just one type of brush and line tools. It's very simple. It's usually used for people that just wants to draw for fun and not really for work and stuff. I used to use MS Paint when way before I got into the SAI, which was actually extremely long ago, and this is when I was in elementary school. And when I was trying out the program, I was doing really good. I really enjoyed it. And mind you, it's for beginner base. So like of course I enjoyed something small like this. And when I wanted to do something more, I moved on to a different program called SAISIA. So that's what I did. Now going back to MS Paint, is not the same because again, it's usually for people that are beginners and just draw for fun. It's not really meant to actually do a whole type of style of art illustration or animations or comics. It's not, that's not what it's mainly used for. So but I really do enjoy using the program still. And even though it lacks a lot of other features that usually a professional program has, it's still fun and enjoyable, which it says a lot. It's probably why MS Paint is still popular to this day. Um, but again, it's not something I was looking for. So I put MS Paint as one of the selections of a good program to use for beginners. These programs just wasn't for me. It wasn't for what I was looking for. So I just kept searching and kept searching. Um, there was this other program that I gave it a try that is for Microsoft, and I didn't really enjoy it. I enjoyed it in a certain way, but I didn't enjoy it in the same time. Um, I forgot what it's called. I gave that a try, and just like the other programs, it wasn't for me. Um, I just feel like it felt a little weird using it, and that's because it's a very different type of program that you would normally use for any other programs, and it's mostly for like I guess like sketching and um just drawing for fun, not really for something professional. At least in my opinion, I don't see a lot of people using the program, let alone videos on like them using it for professionally for like freelancing or anything. So I don't know, but yeah, this program I feel like it's just for sketching and for fun. Um moving on, I wanted to try other programs that other people used, and um I want to use the IB, or is it ID? I think it's IB, IBX something. I'll put the little icon up here and the name up here. I gave this a try, and I really do enjoy using this program. I use this program on my phone sometimes when I'm just going out and I just feel in the mood to draw, but I don't have my computer or tablet. I would use my phone to do that. I also have a laptop, a touchscreen laptop, which it's touchscreen in the sense that you could use your finger, no pen. I do enjoy using this program. It's a lot of fun, and it keeps me busy when I'm outside of the house. But it wasn't something I was looking for professionally and wanting to use when I am home. So I kind of step it aside. I didn't throw it away. I step it aside, and the reason I step it aside is because I would use it to when I go out. It's not something I would throw out completely and just completely ignore it as if it doesn't exist anymore. Um, So that's what I did. And then I tried Inkscape. Inkscape is interesting, I would have to say. So Inkscape, you would have to use the program differently, and I think the reason is because Inkscape is mainly used for vectors and not art illustration. And if you guys don't know what vectors are uh so if you know if you do an artwork and you set it up as a PNG or a JPEG or a PDF, vector is one of those categories. And a vector is kind of basically like doing logos. Logos are mainly as vectors, or not only logos but also icons. They're used for icons as well. When it comes to game story novels, um, game story novels would use vectors on their art, so it makes it easier and they can put it onto the program that they're using to create games, either on Unreal Engine or Unity. Um, and it's fun, it's interesting, and you use it very differently than you would normally use on a illustration program. And like I said, there's a reason. It's because it's mostly for vectors and not really for art illustration. Um, so I stepped Inkscape aside because that is something I use for my games and also for my logos. To create logos either for people that wanted me to create a logo for them for their business, or something for myself. Um, so that's what I did. I kept searching through different types of programs out there, and none of them seemed to satisfy me or something that I'm looking for. Then I come across this program called Clip Studio Paint. Now, I've seen this program before. I've heard about this program before. Lots of artists use these programs. And when I looked up Clip Studio Paint to download it to give it a try, the name felt not attracting in my opinion. It didn't really attract me, and the icon didn't look, at least in my opinion, it didn't look professional in a way. So when I was looking through Clip Studio Paint before I downloaded it, I felt like it was something I wasn't going to enjoy. For the first time in a long time, not first time, but in a long time, that I actually judged Clip Studio Paint before I even tried it out. And this is typically not normal for me because I normally like to try everything and not judge a book by its cover. But when I saw Clip Studio Paint, I automatically judged the program without even trying it. And it just didn't look like something that I would enjoy. It looked like something in the sense that it was going to be like SAI, SIA. So I never gave it a try. And I knew this program for a long time, and I never tried it, not even once, to see if I enjoyed it or not. But after so many years and actually trying to find a program that I want to use to get out of the Firealpaca, I was like, you know what? I'll give this a try. I've seen a lot of artists, I follow a lot of artists that uses this program, and they do such an amazing top notch with it. And on top of it all, I've seen a lot of comic book writers using this program to do their comics, which is, again, another thing that I do. I not only an illustrator and try to create games, but I also do comics. I do multiple of things, which this is not the topic or video for. Maybe somewhere in the future I will talk about it, but I do more than just doing illustration artwork. So when I saw a lot of artists using this, it started to intrigue me in the sense that because I got to the point where I got fed up with Firealpaca. It took that long and that motivation to actually get me to try the program. So I was like, okay, I'll give this program a try. Luckily, the program has a 30-day or a 3-month trial to give the program a try before you purchase it, which I really love. I love programs that gives you a trial before you can purchase something, unlike Procreate. So I gave Clip Studio Paint a try. And when I was trying out the program blindly, because I like to learn the program on my own without looking up videos, so I can get the feel of enjoying it without having to learn something, because I don't want to learn something and not enjoy the program. So I went into the program blindly and I gave it a try. And I just want to say that never judge a book by its cover, regardless of what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be either from a person, an actual book, a program, games. It don't matter. Never judge a book by its cover. When I tried this program, I instantly fell in love. It's like love in first sight type of deal. When I was using the program, everything felt so smooth and it felt so professional, and it felt like it had everything that I was looking for, that I didn't even know it was something I was looking for. And on top of it all, you get to use 3D models on the program in order to draw out your characters or a building that looks like it looks well. So I thought it was like a cool thing they have with the program, considering how I have trouble with backgrounds. And I use Blender to do my models, and I use it to do backgrounds and houses and everything on top of that. So it was it felt very good using the program. I loved how the brushes were, and this was only a 30-day trial. This wasn't a 3-month trial, which the 3-month trial gives you more features to try out. This was very simple features that it came with. Of course, I had to learn to use the program a little bit differently than I would use on Firealpaca, but it was still enjoyable, and I really had fun using it. And it was very different in the sense where Firealpaca, it doesn't matter how rough you are with the lines and stuff, that it will keep its I would say like texture or something, where in Clip Studio Paint it matters of the pressure point you use on the pen, and it matters on what type of brushes you use. So I can use a simple ink pen, which is a pen like dark lines and stuff, where it's just like an ink actual pen that you would have in real life. And if you do it lightly, the lines are thinner and fadier, where Firealpaca, if you lighten up the brush, the pen pressure point, the lines are smaller, but it's not fadier. So it doesn't fade. Um, you can set it up where it does do this, but um, I don't know. It's just it didn't sit right with me. But this was very it felt very satisfying to use, and I had a lot of fun with it. And while I was having fun with it, I kind of cried a little bit because it was only a 30-day trial. So I only get to use it for 30 days. I could purchase the program, but considering how I'm unemployed and I'm not really known out there for people to buy my commissions or anything, I didn't have the money to purchase the program. But I had a lot of fun with it, and I try to use it the best as much as possible before the 30-day trial is up. The art style looks a lot different, yes. And I don't know if it's because I had to use the program differently. I don't know what it was, but my art style did change a little bit from how I normally do it on Firealpaca. And even though there was changes and differences with my art style, I still fell in love with my art style. And a matter of fact, I actually like this little new style that I did. I try my best to do it the way I normally do it on Firealpaca, but because the brushes are so different from Firealpaca, it reacts differently on this program and how it uses. For example, the brush, not the brush tool, for example, the blur tool. The blur tool is completely different. It was something I was not expecting. In Firealpaca, when you blur, it spreads the whatever you're trying to blur, it spreads around. Where in Clip Studio Paint, it doesn't spread. It keeps in place where you're blurring out. And what it does is that it's blurring out what you have, but keeping its shape, which was very interesting, and it felt a little bit weird, but overall, I really loved that feature that they had with the blur tool, and it made it a lot easier than I would do on Firealpaca. On Firealpaca, I would have to tweak and make some changes because of the spread. On here, I don't have to make that much changes, let alone do any changes when it comes to the blur tool, which I instantly loved. It made my job a little bit more easier. Now, when it comes to the bucket tool, which the bucket tool is pretty cool. The bucket tool, I was able to either just color the whole background or a certain section of the artwork, which I found pretty cool, that I don't have to close and like hide my work in order to just color the background. I can instantly use the bucket tool and just put the background right there. Now, the only thing that I was not able to do that I normally do on Firealpaca is changing the rotation or flipping the canvas, like rotating or flipping the canvas. There is a way to do this, but considering that I was going in blindly and I don't know the keys for this program, I couldn't figure it out. I was able to figure out accidentally one button to rotate the canvas in one direction, but having to rotate it back or flipping it, I couldn't figure out what key it was. So when I made that mistake, I instantly just click the same button to rotate in that one direction and just keep going until it's in place of the like in center of the canvas. I will be learning a little bit more on this program, so I get to the feel and know how to flip the canvas, how to color in certain colors without having to ruin or erase everything, because that is a feature in this program, and how to do comic books, because you could do comic books on here, and I thought it was pretty cool. And considering how I do comics myself, I thought to do that. And on top of that, you could also do animations, which is pretty cool. You can do your own animations on this program of Clip Studio Paint. And you can also record your work. What? I didn't think that there will be a program out there that records your work. And when I was trying it out and stuff, I realized this is what people do to record their speed paints style. And if you guys don't know what I'm trying to talk about, because I'm not good at explaining, so people get to see your work without having to see you constantly zooming in of the canvas and constantly flipping the canvas and everything. No, you get to see all the work being done without the canvas or the zoom or anything being moved or changed. I thought this was pretty cool. And when I figured out that this program does this, it clicked in my head that this is how other artists does not the animation, but the recording thing in their videos. And that instantly clicked to me as well, how many artists out there that uses this program. And I only know by the amount of people that I follow, but remembering how there's other videos of people doing this that I don't follow, but they have this type of recording, it clicked in my head that there's actually a lot more artists out there that uses this program than I thought. And I can see why this program is so popular. I felt ashamed and I felt guilty the fact that I judged it so quickly and never gave this program a try, because it's something I don't normally do, and I did it with this amazing program that works so well for art illustrations, comics, and animation all together. And on top of that, doing 3D models to sketch out a perfect way of doing your characters or backgrounds, I felt ashamed. I felt ashamed of myself. I couldn't believe I judged it so quickly. And despite all this, I do have to say I found a perfect program for myself. It wasn't like the other programs I've tried, and I actually enjoy using it. I had a lot of fun with it. So I'm going to try my best as I can to get this program because I instantly fell in love. And that's another thing that I felt sad about. Like, I can only use it for a certain period of time because I just couldn't get the program. And, it happens, and that's okay. I can work hard and try to save up money for this program. And I can see why it's so popular. I can see why people enjoy using this program and why they love using this program. And I just threw it out the window. I threw it completely out the window without even giving a little try. It's best to try things and not just leave things aside. Of course, you would have to be careful on what you're trying to try. I don't know if I'm making sense. Hope I'm making sense. I don't want to put the wrong message out there. But for examples of what I'm talking about, I'm gonna point them out is again movie, games, comics, storybooks, magazines, which magazines are kind of a lie, I would have to say. Not all magazines are actually accurate or real. They're just there to intrigue drama and stuff. But that's that's something else. We're not going to talk about that. Um, videos on YouTube, programs like I just did with Clip Studio Paint, um, uh, and paints, canvases, drawing, trying out outfits, talking with people, um, jobs, stuff like that. Something very simple and something that wouldn't be illegal and will get you in a lot of trouble, and something that you know that isn't actually bad. I would say if you're looking for a program that you want to get out to like try and be into to get out of the program that you're in, I would say start slowly. Start very slowly and try out different programs. Never judge a program just by the way it looks or the way that their name title is or the way that the program looks altogether. I would say just give everything a try so you know what you like. I gave a lot of different programs a try except for Procreate, which sucked, but eventually I will get there. Um, so try different programs and see what you like. If you do MS Paint, let's say you're a beginner and you were using MS Paint and you want to get into something professional, I would say try out the sketch like program that I talked about here, um or try out Firealpaca. Firealpaca is a very good program to try out for beginners, and SAI, give also that a try. I would say those three programs are best for moving out of MS Paint for beginners. If you want to get into a little bit more professional, let's say you've been using this type of program and you already know everything about art illustration. Let's say you've been using SAI, and you want to get into a little bit more professional, try just different programs out there like IBX. IBX is another stepped good program to try out. Um, Inkscape is also another good one. You do have to learn a different way of doing artwork because they don't work the same way as any other program. But it is a good way to learn to do vectors and stuff like that. Um, and try maybe I don't know, try Clip Studio. Clip Studio is a great program. I do have to say myself so far. And I want to say so far because who knows, maybe my opinions will change later down the road. I don't want to say that it's so top notch, but give Clip Studio a try, or Photoshop. There's people who use Photoshop and really enjoy using Photoshop. Even though I'm not one of them, but there is people out there. So you may not know if you will enjoy using Photoshop or not. So even if you feel like Photoshop is complicated or it's more for so professional top-notch artists, there's beginners who have used Photoshop and developed over time throughout the years to get better at it. So I would say give Photoshop a try. If I'm not mistaken, Photoshop has a free trial before you can actually purchase a monthly payment. I think I think Photoshop is a monthly payment program. It's not something you can buy a one-time thing. So just keep that in mind. Photoshop is from Adobe, and Adobe programs are mainly a monthly payment. They're not free or one-time payment. I just want to make that clear. Um, but just yeah, those are the steps I would say to try to take. And if you guys don't want to take those steps, that's okay. Try everything. Try all different types of programs and feel whatever you feel comfortable with. Now, there is a multiple of different types of programs out there. And those art programs can vary and be used very differently. So just do your little bit of research and try out the program and see whatever you feel comfortable with. And also keep in mind that there is programs for computers that don't have it on apps. And there's programs that they have it on apps, but they don't have it on computers. So just even if you have a phone, give those apps a try. Because I know artists. I know this one friend that I have who's also an artist, and she uses her phone to do her artwork, and her artwork is so beautiful. They do such an amazing job drawing on a little phone, which impresses me because I can't do that. I have to work on a big screen, me personally. But give those apps a try. Even if it's something small like on a phone, just give it a try. There's apps of drawing programs that don't have it on the computer. So keep this in mind that there's varieties of different art programs out there that is for computer only or app only, or they have it for both. Like IBX. IBX is an app that you can use on your computer as well or on your phone. You get to choose on where you want to use it on, where you would have a another program like Procreate, where it's only on the app only and not for the computer. So just keep that in mind. And I would say to try the trials first. If they have trials, never purchase a program that you never used before. And the reason is because what if you pay for the program and you really don't enjoy it? Then you paid for that program for what? You wasted all that money that you used for that program and you don't feel satisfied. Make sure you look up that there is a refund that you can do or a free trial. Just in case you don't enjoy the program. And that's all I have to say. Never judge a book by its cover. Give everything a try. See whatever fits with you. And if you want to start slowly of working up in different programs, I gave you a list of step-by-steps of what you can do. And yeah, as you can see here in my drawing video, I did a character named Jeffrey, and this character is for my comic story that I did years ago, and it's the very first comic story I actually ever did in my entire life. And I've always wanted to bring this story to life and for people to read, because in my opinion, even though how old it is, I still felt good, and I felt like I did a very good job. Not in the sense of the story and how it's aligned with each other, that is something I have to fix, but the plot and where I was going with was really good, and I wanted to share with the world. But yeah, that is that. I hope you guys really enjoy what I did here, and as you can see, I'm using Clip Studio Paint. That's why I'm showcasing the whole entire thing instead of just the canvas itself. I wanted you guys to see what the program looks and what tools I'm using to do my artwork. And yeah, give this video a like for more videos about this programs, I guess. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already, and hit the bell notification to get notified of when the next video is up. I usually do it every Saturday, and if I don't do it Saturday, I either do it next week or the next day from Saturday. Um, and yeah, follow my social media. And if you want to see the artworks that I've done, I have DeviantArt. Check out my DeviantArt. And I also have a website, and there's 2 other people on there that I would love for you guys to check out. We have DannyDino and ParkerOffical. ParkerOffical is an amazing musician and does a lot of music, and he also does music for other people. And a matter of fact, he's actually the one who created this amazing song that I have for my channel and for my business. He does amazing work, and he works very well with you and keeps in touch and makes sure you are satisfied for what you want, like satisfied what you're gonna get. And DannyDino is a digital artist. She is amazing. She also does 2D animation rigging for VTubing and small little animation gimps here and there, but she does an amazing artwork, and she does very well with communication, and she makes sure that you are satisfied with what you want. And she also keeps in touch with you to make sure that everything is the way you want. And on top of that, she draws a lot, so she will showcase everything she does. And she uses Creda. Creda is another program which I haven't talked about on here, and maybe that'll be another topic in another video. But Creda is also a art program that she uses, and she does such an amazing job with it, which is something I couldn't do myself because I tried Creda and I couldn't get into it and I couldn't work with it. But she was able to do that. She was able to do something I couldn't do. And look at these artwork. Oh my gosh, they're so amazing. They're so good and so bright and colorful. She does a lot of cute little chibi artworks and different types of colorful, bright artwork. I love her. She's amazing. And same with ParkerOffical. His music is top notch, and I felt very professional, which I'm surprised he's not like a very famous songwriter or singer, because his music is just like a very professional singer like Justin Bieber or Eminem. He does such an amazing job, and they both work with you of what you want. I highly recommend you guys to check them out and request their service or commission. And yeah, check them out in my website. The website will be in the link down below. And I have commissions open. At the moment, I'm only doing chibi art, so if you want your character in a chibi art form, commission me. Request my service. To request for my commission, check out me on my website. Click on my profile or click on the commission request, and it'll take you right there. I will see you guys later, and I hope you have an amazing day. I love you guys. Bye!
These magical beings in my head, these chimeric beings, they're my friends. They turn my dreams into reality, oh, and I can say it makes my soul complete, oh.